Hi, how you doing? I'm Brian Nussbaum, and I hope I find you in good health and good spirits on this day. It's June 2nd, 2013, and I wanted to record what is hopefully going to be a pretty short message, but a principle that is applicable to business, life, relationships. I wanted to share with you because I've known about this for a long time. I've read it in the standard success books like Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, like The Magic of Thinking Big, like Psycho-Cybernetics. I've read these principles many times, and if you're an entrepreneur, which if you've landed on this video, most likely you are, or you're trying to break into entrepreneurship. Me personally, I'm an online marketer, but that doesn't matter. You could be trying to do anything in life, and these principles we're all bound by. So what I wanted to talk today about specifically was something that I finally discovered to be true in my own life, meaning I actually internalized it. I had a real life experience with it, and the idea that I understood from a logical standpoint, I emotionalized it, and it all came together for me. My life literally shifted about a month and a half ago, and I want to share with you what happened. So if you'll just give me hopefully 5 or 6 or 7 minutes of your time, I'll be sure to transfer some knowledge to you that can benefit you in your life. And if you're in business, it will definitely help you. So what's the topic? The topic is this: releasing the need to control your outcomes. Releasing the need to control outcomes. As an entrepreneur, I've been on the hustle for money for a long time, or had been up until recently, and I had it all backwards, and that's something that 99.999% of people who come online to earn money or to look for supplemental income or to make a fortune, whatever part of that spectrum you're in, and if you're not in that spectrum, then you're an entrepreneur with your own crazy idea, and you want to have it manifest into something that you can sell, or whatever. But what most people do, including myself until recently, was have this ridiculous attachment to the need to control the outcome. You get a plan, you get a good idea in your head, you have a desire, you have something that you want to fulfill and manifest physically in your life, yet you come from a place of fear because you know that you can't control the outcome. So what do most people do? They do the exact thing that they know they can't do. They try to control everything. And I did that for the longest time, and I got nowhere with it. Absolutely zero. Zero income, zero new friends, zero new contacts, zero, really nothing except bad experience. And that created a lot of pain in my life. And if you felt a lot of pain in being an entrepreneur, then you're not alone, okay? But what happened was this. I was in a program a couple of months ago, which I'm not involved in anymore, but I was in a program where I broke through, and it took me about 60 days. I was completely in the hole. I had no money. I put a one-time payment down for this program that I was in, and I was going to make $5,000 and get myself out of the hole, and at the same time have a really big breakthrough, which for me at the time was a very big. It was a monumental breakthrough. But about a month and a half into the program, you know, I had only made like $300. I had gotten my investment back, and I wasn't making any visible progress to me, and so I was so fed up, and all of that time from day one to about a month and a half into it, I was always just toiling in all the problems that I had, and the need to control every little thing, and I was always at my computer looking to see if I had money coming in or whatever. And here's what happened. I put the principle that I knew in my mind. I knew what it was, but I wasn't doing it. I wasn't living by it. And one day, I just slammed my computer down and I said, fuck this. Pardon my language if that offended you, but I have to be real with you. I said, fuck this. I'm done. I'm not going to worry about it. I had already worried myself. I had this tension in my head. I could feel it in my neck and in my chest area. There's just this tension of stress building up. So I just closed my laptop and I walked away from my computer. And I'm going to make a long story short because there's a lot of details involved in it. But to make a long story short, about a week later, I got a phone call from a lady on my team, and she called me up on Skype and said, "Brian, you're going to make $1,000 today." It was amazing. Well, here's what happened. That day I made 1,000. The next day, I made another 1,000. 6 days later, I made 2,000, and then I made another 1,000. Not quite in that order, but I made 5,000 total in about a 10-day period, about a 10-day window. I had $5,000 come into my bank account, and it was all while I was off, around town doing my own thing, doing errands, hanging out with friends. I wasn't really thinking about the business because all of the, as a side note, by the way, all of the groundwork that I had to put into it had already been done, which is why I was, a month and a half into it, worried because it's like, oh, I did all this work. I worked, 20 hours or so over the course of a few weeks, in the beginning, and it's not paying off. Well, guess what? When I let go of it, I just released the need to control. I felt it in my heart. I felt it in my spirit. Not to sound new agey, but that's what it was. I felt this release. I was like, I'm not going to expect the money to show up at any given time. I'm going to let it do its thing. Let the universe do as it will. Let that magnetic force that we're all bound by come back to me the way that it's going to come back to me, because clearly I can't control it. And by the way, neither can you. You should be really, hearing this lesson out. Try to internalize what I'm saying. When I let go of it, I made $5,000 in 10 days. Okay, that's the equivalent to $15,000 a month, if you can do basic math. And what I learned in that process was really the internalization of a principle that anyone can believe and anyone can know it, but until that time I hadn't really been practicing it. And it takes a level of trust. It takes leaping out in faith and really just trusting that process to do it. And until you break through, it's kind of hard. It stings a little bit, but that's part of being an entrepreneur. That's part of letting the universe bring to you what you deserve most. And if you can get out of your head, if you can get out of that ego state and really just release it, it's that process that you must enjoy in order to get to where you want to go. And what I found is this. Hear me out on this. I can't promise you that it'll work this way for you or that it'll work this way every time. But what I've experienced from my own experience and from stories that I've heard from other people and people I know is that when you really, really, truly release the need to control your results, the results not only come faster, but they come more abundantly and they come with less work. How many of you, I'm not talking to an audience, but wouldn't you like to work less? Right? Make more money, work less, have it all be easier. You see these people out golfing on Tuesdays, enjoying life, while you're working at a job, driving by, and you wonder how they do it. Well, could it be that they figured out what I just told you? I think so. I think that's the reason. And I think that's the reason why some of these well-documented books on business and spiritual principles and philosophies are so heralded and highly regarded by successful people. They have the stature that they do because everything that's contained in them, it's like a Bible for entrepreneurs. And by the way, for those of you who are religious, it's just a copy. It's a more practical, everyday copy of what's already in the Bible. So really, it's just bringing it back to the roots, and we've been guided so far away from those things that it's no wonder there's a top 3% and a bottom 97%. It's no wonder so few people are financially and spiritually wealthy. They've forgotten these principles. And the story that I just told you is resemblant of just one principle, but that principle of having faith and releasing your need to control results is one of the fundamental principles of success. And I'm so happy, I'm so grateful that I actually had that experience. The pain that went along with it was just part of the learning process. And anyway, that's what I wanted to get across to you today. And hopefully, you watching this, hopefully it resonated with you. Hopefully you'll take it and just kind of think about it for a few minutes and let it sink in. Because being successful as a person is something that truly comes from the inside. It emanates from without you. It's not about what's out there. It's not about what you do. It's not about tactics. It's not about sales. It's about knowing what you want in your head, in your heart, taking your ideas, lay it out on paper, make a plan, do all that stuff, because that'll keep you going on a daily basis. But the actual manifestation, the actual magnetic pull back to you with those results coming back home from where they originally came from is out of your control. And if you just accept it, man, oh man, it can be, it's amazing. It's amazing. I now understand why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It's something that comes from within inside of them. Poor people have poor thoughts and poor feelings. Rich people have rich thoughts and rich feelings. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. If you want to see what I'm doing to actually make money online now, if you're an online marketer or if you're interested in making money online, if you want to make an absolute fortune online, you can. I'm no longer in the program that I just told you about. That story, that program is gone. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm doing something that will actually, from a standpoint of what I can control, will make me 7 to 10 to 15 times more money with the same amount of effort than that program could, or at least did for me. If you'd like to check out what I'm doing and have this kind of value in your life on a daily, weekly basis, I'm going to be teaching principles that I've learned. I'm no business guru, I'm no real philosopher, I'm just a guy who has been learning as time goes on, and I have a lot of wisdom to share with you, and you should pick up on it. So if you'd like to, have continual emails like this, video emails with things that I've learned, tips, tricks on how to do, better marketing, better business, how to feel better in life, anything. What I want you to do right now, go check out my website, put in your name and your email. No, you don't need to put in your phone number, you don't need to give me any real personal information, but what I'm going to have you do is check out the business that I'm working, check out what I'm going to make over $1 million with, and I'm only going to be able to do that helping people like you who are interested in these philosophies, because if I can teach you these things, if I can have you internalize them, then working the actual mechanics of the program is going to be an absolute no-brainer, and you're going to have just as much success as I am, if not more. And if we're on the same page with our core philosophies, then I'm going to be able to help you get to where you want to go, and I want to talk to you about that. So go right now to www.yourownvirtualatm.com. Again, that's yourownvirtualatm.com, and I'm probably going to have it somewhere right down here on the screen. Again, yourownvirtualatm.com. Check out the video, opt in, put your information in, check out the video, check it all out. And what I'll do is I'll keep up with you periodically with some good videos like this, also some information about the program, the business that I'm working. You can make $500 to $1,000 a day, and if you've never done that before, seriously, let go of it all, because it's possible. I've done it before, I'm doing it now, and if you just have some faith and let me help you, I can help you begin to do the same things too. This is Brian Nussbaum signing off. Have a wonderful day, and as always, live with inspiration, act with vigor, and when you're scared of doing something, that's the time to take action most, because that's when shifts happen in your life and your whole life changes. Brian Nussbaum once again signing off. Have a wonderful day, and hopefully I'll talk to you soon. Take care.